Hello dear traders, I'm Anna Kasatkina. You're watching Economic Calendar on Insta TV. Early next week, all eyes will be turned to the following macroeconomic events. On Tuesday, the UK will publish the Consumer Price Index data for April. Economists suppose that the indicator advanced by 0.3% on a monthly basis and by 0.5% year-over-year. In March, consumer prices climbed by 0.4% compared to February. Analysts had anticipated a 0.3% increase. In March, the UK's consumer prices grew by 0.5% on a monthly basis. It was the biggest advance since December 2014. Analysts had expected growth by 0.4%. A bigger than expected rise in the indicator was boosted by a sharp increase in airfares during the Easter holidays. This year, the Catholic Church celebrated Easter in March, whereas last year the holiday was marked in April. Besides, on Tuesday, the US will disclose the inflation figures for April. Thus, markets optimistically suppose that the consumer price index climbed by 0.4% compared to the previous month. In March, the indicator grew by 0.1%. At the same time, on the annual basis, the CPI advanced by 0.9%. Nevertheless, experts had anticipated a more significant rise by 1.1% annually and by 0.2% monthly. In the 12 months through March, the core CPI, which strips out food and energy costs, rose by 2.2% after gaining 2.3% in February. Compared to the previous month, the indicator inched up by 0.1% after a 0.3% increase in February. On Wednesday, Eurostat will unveil the CPI data. Analysts suppose that the indicator dropped by 0.2% compared to the previous year. In March, the inflation data turned out to be rather positive compared to the same period of the previous year. Consumer prices did not change, avoiding a decline. This was good news for the ECB President Mario Draghi. In March, he said that he was expecting a further decrease in the next months. However, since 2013, the ECB has not hit the targeted inflation level that is slightly below 2%. Since October 2015, a rise in the indicator has not exceeded 1%. The inflation growth in March was mainly boosted by higher prices in the services sector. The pace of rise in the sector was the highest in almost 2 years. Besides, the following macroeconomic data will see the light of day early next week. On Monday, data on the Empire State Manufacturing Index will be disclosed in the US. On Tuesday, the RBA will publish the monetary policy meeting minutes. Besides, the US will unveil figures on building permits and industrial production. On Wednesday, Japan will reveal the GDP data and the UK will report on its labor market. Besides, the US will publish the crude oil inventories figures and FOMC meeting minutes. And this concludes the calendar of the latest financial events prepared for you by Insta TV team. Thank you and see you next week. Bye.